Welcome back, guys. Today, what I wanted to do was go over something I put together for this year since the PRS season is just starting off, and that would be entry-level PRS rifles. I know you're already screeching about the AI being an entry-level rifle, and that's not what we're talking about today. Instead of making a budget video with the cheapest rifle, I wanted to do an entry-level video. It's not going to be the cheapest rifle, but it's not going to be the most expensive. You don't need a full custom. You don't need anything crazy to get started. If there's something that you have, use what you have as long as it will work. Get started. So that way, whenever you go to buy a rifle, you can make a halfway informed decision. What we are going to talk about today is the Seekins Havak HIT or HIT Pro rifle. First thing I need to cover is absolutely zero of this was donated, sponsored, whatever you want to say. All of this I bought, paid for with my own money. Seekins has no idea who I am. Arkin also doesn't care who I am. Nobody involved with this thing has any sort of hand in this. So this video is going to be my opinion on just this setup. There's another route you could go with this, but just for this video, I think this is a really good option if you like a chassis. Now, before you start yelling at me about how this isn't entry level or budget, that's not the goal. The goal of this video is to make a rifle setup that you are not going to piss your money away on. Something you can grow into that's still affordable for you to start. Now, everyone wants something like an $800 rifle, a $300 scope, and a set of $30 rings. And while that may be budget, it's not going to help you out or get you started doing what you want to do. You're basically going to take that $1,500 and you're going to piss it away. I don't want to discourage anyone and say that this is like the bare minimum setup you have to get started, or not to go buy a full custom gun or anything like that. Nor am I saying if you have that Ruger American, Savage Axis, maybe a stock Bergara, that you can't go shoot or go to a match, because you absolutely can. I just don't want to see somebody go out and buy that stuff thinking that it's going to be a good investment, because it won't be. So what this rifle offers is value. It's not the same cost as a full custom build, an AI, or even the production rifles that some companies make. It's less than that, but it offers you a lot of capability for what you pay for it. I'll explain the thought behind that. I just want everybody to get off of the budget and the total cost of whatever you're spending. The fact of the matter is that precision shooting, long-range shooting is not cheap. You can't race Formula One with no budget. You can't race NASCAR with no budget. You can't play a professional sport with no budget. You have to have a budget for what you're trying to accomplish. You have to have a tool that will actually do the job. You can work on your car on the weekend with Harbor Freight tools, but if you're going to do it seriously day in, day out, and not waste your money, you need to have a high quality tool for the job. The problem is, as a new shooter, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line on what do I need, what's going to hold me back, and what do I even like? So I think that going out to shoot a match, first and foremost, is going to be your first thing. Whether you go shoot a match, go watch a match, play with some of the guys' stuff, get hands-on so that you can form some sort of opinion before you dump a bunch of money. What I hate seeing is somebody just rolling into it. They read a Facebook post, a forum post, and it's a bunch of people that don't do it saying they can do it with X, Y, Z components or gun. In my opinion, there's 2 or 3 options, but the quick change barrel feature on this kind of puts this to the top of entry-level setups for you to get started. First and foremost, because I know everybody's already bitching about the cost in the comments, and how their Ruger American shoots a 1/4 MOA all day. I want to break this down and go over it because it's going to seem like a lot, but you're getting a lot of value for the money. So first off is the rifle. The Havak HIT Pro is $23.49 retail. Again, I bought all this with my own money from a third party at full price. For $23.49, what do you get? So first off, I have an APA Gen 3 little bastard on here. Of the competitively priced brakes, let's say $200 and down, you can get some crazy high dollar ones. $200 and down, this is my favorite brake by far. This brake right now is $136. In my experience, in a 6mm or even a 6.5, this brake is by far my favorite out of all the ones I've tested in that price range. On top is an Arkin EP5 5-25. I don't have a code for Arkin. Arkin has no idea who I am. These, I think, are great scopes for the money. They have small issues, small gripes, small complaints, but this scope is $488 delivered. Does it look awesome at 25 power? Hell no. Is it usable at that 10 to 18 power that you're going to be shooting matches with at targets? Absolutely. The reticle's good. The turrets feel good. From everything that I've seen, my personal experience, I own 2 of them, a 4-16 and a 5-25. They track and they work great. On here is a $34 Vortex bubble level. Me personally, a bubble level I think is so critical that you're stupid to not spend $30 on whatever the cheapest bubble level is. You can adjust it yourself if it's a tube mounted one, so you can level it regardless of how off maybe the bubble is or the mount is. There's cheaper rings out there. You can get the Arkin rings with the scope. They were out of stock at the time when I bought all this stuff, so I got a pair of Seekins precision rings. Those are $142. So scope, mount, and level, you are $644 all in on something that's going to be totally usable and not hold you back, at least until your first year, and maybe until you develop an opinion on what reticles you like, what else you might want in a scope, or maybe adjust your budget on how much you want to spend to upgrade the scope later on. Or maybe it never causes you an issue at all and you're happy with it. The next piece, I guess, tip to butt and back up to the tip. Next piece we have is an Atlas Cow bipod with an Area 419 mount. Out of all the bipods I've used, the Atlas Cow is my favorite. It does not have a panning feature, but it does have a cant, and it has the KMW pod lock to lock it up solid. And this one is on an Area 419 Arca mount. That's something totally different. You might want to pick a tinny mount. You can actually buy the Atlases for sub $270, I think, with a bolt through Picatinny mount, if that's what you like, or if you just want to save the $50 not going with an Arca mount. But this is $333 like you see it, and would be my preference for a bipod no matter what. This is what I run on my Mark 12 and my AI. I run them with an ADM throw lever Arca clamp though. Now we have the rifle. This is a Seekins Havak HIT. This rifle is $23.49 if you buy the Havak HIT Pro, $20.49 if you just buy the Havak HIT. Now the main difference is one comes with a muzzle brake, one comes with the Arca rail on the bottom, and comes with a TriggerTech diamond trigger. So let's say you want to save the $300. You're missing the brake, which maybe you have a brake anyway. In this case, I wanted the APA. The Arca rail just bolts on M-lock. This is not a universal rail. This is a Seekins Havak Arca rail. These are $124 that goes on, and the regular HIT comes with a TriggerTech primary, which goes down to, in this one, it went down to 13 ounces. If you're just starting out, that light of a trigger pull will cause you 0 issues. So if you have an opinion on what muzzle brake you want to run, if you don't want to run Arca, maybe you just want to run Picatinny, you can have this whole rifle for $20.50. That cuts $300 off the total cost of this setup. So that brings us to a total of $3307 for this whole complete setup. Again, I know what you're going to say, $3,300 is not budget. $3,300 is not entry. The thing about this rifle is, number one, it's a quick change barrel. You can swap a 223, 6.5 PRC, 6.5 Creed, 308, anything you want onto this. The barrel information is open source, so a gunsmith can cut whatever you want, or you can buy direct from Seekins. That allows you a cheap trainer if you want to swap the 223 kit on. That allows you a little bit more long-range hunting rifle if you want to use this for a hunting rifle. Spare me the it's too heavy to hunt with. And then you also have the ability to really disassemble it, clean it well, take care of your barrel, clean your chamber with that removable barrel. The other nice thing you get, which some people may or may not want or care about, is a very solid, very nice folder. This is not a Seekins ad. Again, Seekins has no idea who I am. I just think this is a great setup. The alternative to this, what I would do, is a Bergara, since it's a Remington 700 footprint. Any upgrades you buy for it, chassis, triggers, whatever, is all going to transfer into a custom if you dive down the rabbit hole. So the final piece with the cost versus value, I'm not going to try and beat you to death with it. If you spend $1,500 on a rifle that doesn't do the job, you wasted $1,500 because now you have to go out and buy something else. At $3,300, I can guarantee you this rifle setup will take care of you for your first year or two, depending on how much you shoot, before you need to upgrade anything. The only thing you're really going to need to upgrade is the scope. If you even get to a point where you need to upgrade the scope. You may just want to so you can have better glass. But as a starter rifle setup, this for $3,300, I promise you will take care of you. You can go target shoot, practice with your friends. You can take it hunting. It's not going to hold you back. The problem if you buy a cheap rifle, like a $1,500 rifle setup, is it's going to be light. It's not going to be balanced. The barrel's not going to be good. These things shoot great. The action is great, super smooth. It offers you an adjustable cheek piece and length of pull. It offers you everything that a custom rifle does. This one I got chambered in 6GT. In the thought of an entry-level shooter, the 6mm offer low recoil, good ballistic performance, with the option of factory ammo from Hornady that I know shoots great. Obviously, if you're just getting into it, you're probably not reloading yet. So factory ammo is important. Good factory ammo that's accurate and actually available. And then in my opinion, if you're starting out, you don't have all your skills polished, you aren't going to be great at recoil control. This is going to allow you to start shooting, get some hits, give you a little forgiveness in your positions, give you a little forgiveness in your recoil control, and make it so that you can actually have fun doing it. We always hear people say, oh, you should start with 308 because you learn the wind. You do this, you do this. It's backwards, in my opinion, because you're fighting so many things that you can't begin to learn the wind because you're getting pushed off target. You're not seeing your shots. So you don't know what the wind is doing outside of what somebody's telling you. So again, cost for value, I think this is a fantastic setup to get started. I think this is probably going to be a multi-part series. We're going to get out to the range, shoot this thing, zero it, get speed, all that stuff. You guys seem to actually enjoy that from the Coyote load development video. We're not going to do any load development. This is purely going to be shot factory ammo. Mainly because I'm not buying dies and using up my components on a test rifle. So kind of what I plan on doing here is we have this video. We're going to do a break-in, setup, zeroing, practice day, match prep day with it. And then I also want to bring it out to a few matches and take the production rifle participation trophy away from some guys. Again, there's not going to be a huge progression with this rifle as far as upgrades go because there's not anything that you're going to need to upgrade. You could add some weights on it if you think you need some. It's got great weight to it. Again, great balance point to it. It's in a 6GT, so it's going to have good ballistics, good performance downrange, low recoil, everything you would want in a rifle. So I know it's not dirt cheap, but but it is half or less than half of what a custom setup with a top tier scope would be. And it's going to give you, especially as a new shooter, 80–90% of that performance that you're not going to capitalize on out of a custom build anyway. Stay tuned for the next video on this. We're going to have a couple more between. I want to do, a few matches with this, put some footage together, probably rock the trigger cam on here just so you can see recoil, all that stuff. And then also our practice setup range day with this as well. See what the initial groups and stuff look like. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys again for watching. Thanks for all the interaction on the other videos. Stop wasting your fucking money on junk ass rifles when you could buy a nice rifle. Okay, I don't know. We'll see how that looks.